XRP is fighting for support around that 50-cent mark. We've got banks out there preparing for 2024. We've also got multiple countries and zones raising rates with economic projections looking rough. But the banks, the banks got it right. Starting it off with your comments, viewer matters most. Trick drops in some massive support for the channel. Thank you very much, sir. And says to insanity and beyond. What about some Jean-Claude Van Damme Bentley action, kind sir? We've been emailing some juicy YouTube channels back and forth. The controversial cyclist says Justin Trudeau is a cuck and his old lady ex-wife is cited as a reason for the marriage breakdown. BZ, who hangs out with us and who's training as well, says we have our own Trudeau here in Cali. His name is Gavin and he's a sack of shit. GBTC is the indicator we're following. We've got pre-market action right now as GBTC is up just a little bit, but the gates haven't opened fully. Swinging on over to the heat map, let's take a broader look. Bitcoin's in at 40,034, ETH 2212, SOL at 8741, XRP. Like I said, we're fighting for 50 cents. We're going to talk about that XRP price action later, but banks got it figured out right at 51 cents. You got XLM right now hanging out at, I don't know where the fuck it is. All right. So let's swing it on over to the heat map for a broader look at the market. Bitcoin's sitting at 40,053, ETH 2213, XRP fighting that 50 cent mark right now, sitting at 51 cents. SOL at 8749, ICP holding strong, everyone. You might want to take a second look at ICP 1131 with XLM sword band action happening here in 5 days, 11.2 cents. Bank of England and the UK Treasury remained undecided on a digital pound. Trust in all forms of money is an absolute necessity. We know the decision on whether or not to induce additional pound in the UK will be a major one for the future of money. It is essential that we build trust and have the support of public and businesses who would be using it if introduced. This is coming from the Bank of England's Deputy Governor of Financial Stability. We do need to get more trust in the digital dollar space, the digital euro, the digital pound space. Why? Because those of us who are smart, those of you that are watching that are smart, know that digital currencies can be used to control and track people. Look at the CBDC action in China. Social credit score. Would I have a high social credit score saying Trudeau sucks balls? Would I have a high social score saying Gavin Newsom sucks balls and he's a cuck? Probably not. But they're right here. We need to improve on trust. And we need to make sure that the people that use it, that'd be people like us, feel trust in that product. Banks, everyone. Banks. German regulator urges banks to set aside bumper profits for the bad news on the horizon. All right. About a week ago, I told you about Home Depot, Lowe's here in the United States saying, hey, 2024 is going to be rough. Big ticket expenditures are down. Crypto, what is it fueled by? Retail money. So if retail is getting a 2024 warning from multiple sources, well, maybe it won't be so good. The head of the German regulator, the Federal Financial Supervisory Authority, told CNBC on Tuesday, while the shock from the interest rate increases has been digested in the banking books, there could be further troubles ahead. The troubles are coming to us, buying cars, homes, credit cards, all those rates globally are super high. And wait until you hear the information I got for you regarding Turkey, Canada, and XRP price action at the end. See, global channel here. The difficulties that come from this rate environment for the clients of the banking sector, whether that's in the real estate sector, in the real economy, we haven't seen that flow yet. It won't be easy, and profitability is expected to be high, but with a lot of work. So firms have to be very wary about provisioning requirements about not only letting shareholders profit from the good year, but putting money aside because they have to deal with what will come. So what they're saying is the full effects of all this rate hike, monetary policy action, hasn't really hit us just yet. And I would agree with that, because think about this, right? How many of you are home buyers, right? Do you buy homes every year? No, you probably don't. You buy them every so many years, usually quite a few years here in the United States. So unless you're buying a home here soon, those high rates aren't going to affect you. Now, how many out there are car buyers every couple years, right? You raise your hand, okay? Now, car buyers are effective. Why? Because you're buying it every couple years, so the next car you buy is going to be with higher rates unless you pay with cash. What else is high? Credit cards. And we know that people max their credit cards around the holidays. So now they're paying super high interest rates on credit card debt that's even higher pre-Rona time. So German financial authorities are out there saying, yo, banks, keep some cash on the sidelines because you might need it. Now, you think we got it bad in the United States, UK, Eurozone? What about Turkey? Turkey hikes interest rates again to 45% after inflation near 65%. What the hell, man? Okay, Turkey's central bank on Thursday. Hey, that's today. That's why you hit the subscribe button, because I bring news whether it's good or bad. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. Make action on the news. The hike to benchmark one-week repo rate was in line with economists' projections. It comes amid an ongoing battle against the double-digit inflation for Turkey's monetary policymakers. Inflation in Turkey increased to 64.8% on the year in December, up from 62%. The country's currency, the lira, hit a new record low against the U.S. dollar in early January, breaking 30 to the greenback for the first time. That's crazy. So you've got UK bad stuff, some flare-ups with Turkey especially here. I mean, 64.8% inflation. No wonder people are like, yo, crypto is going to be rough. Why? Because retail money is fueling it. Now, wait a minute. Just like Germany said, banks get ready because 2024 ain't going to be as pleasant. Turkey's saying the same thing. You've got Canada saying the same thing. Look what I've got. Canada's Monetary Policy Report. And as always, any article you see in this video, along with all my others, will be linked in the description below. Thank you, Reverend Funky. Everyone give Rev Funky some big shout outs for supporting the channel with providing us some juicy deeds. Now, essentially, this is telling us the same thing. They're sitting here and they're telling us, hey, look, 2024 isn't going to be good. Inflation is going to stay high. Now, remind you, it's not just retail that's fueling the crypto market. There is institutional buyers out there. There's also whale buyers out there. But remember, their money is expensive as well. Rates across the globe are expensive. So if you're wondering why people aren't gobbling up XRP at 50.9 cents, gobbling up XLM at 11.2, it is just crazy expensive right now. In fact, the majority of companies out there aren't looking to expand in 2024. They're looking to just survive. So if companies out there are like, hey, look, expanding is too expensive. Money is too expensive for us to develop and grow. Money is too expensive for us to do this and that. Well, the crypto market might be in a little bit of trouble here in 2024. But let's read about Canada's thing, because this talks very much about what a lot of us are feeling. And then we're going to get into XRP price action. All right. Economic growth stalled in Canada in the middle of 2023. Given this weakness, supply has caught up with demand, and the economy now looks to be in modest excess supply. Labor market conditions have also eased, with more indicators signaling an improved balance between labor supply and demand. However, wage growth is still high, 4 to 5%. Remember, if wages are high, what does that mean? That means the people making the products that sell you those products, they're like, we could charge you more because we know you're making more, which means inflation can stay higher for longer. See, that's not good for crypto. Crypto is based on growth factors. Growth factors which tie into macroeconomic situations. In 2024, the economic activity forecast is to remain weak in the first quarter and pick up gradually, with annual growth in GDP just under 1%. By the way, the United States' GDP just came in pretty hot, 3.3%. The warning for people in the United States is this: 3.3 is what happened last year. You better be cautious because they are expecting a slowdown in 2024. Past interest rate increases will continue to constrain household spending and business investment. Oh my God, Klaus, are you being negative? No, I'm telling you exactly what these reports are telling you. The ripple effects will be hitting us harder this year. And now you have household spending and business investments being weak. Foreign demand will also slow export growth. Spending by governments contributes materially to growth in 2024. GDP growth is projected to rise about 2.5% in 2025. Inflation is projected to stay around 3% for the first half of 2024 as an excess supply weighs in on the economy and easing to 2.5% in 2024. So, does not look good monetarily this year globally for us. Now, I know. People are going to be like, bro, you're just showing us the negative news. I mean, I don't know. This is a report from the Bank of Canada. This is about Turkey hiking their interest rates to 45%. This is about German regulators telling banks, you better put an F ton of cash on the sidelines because you might need it this year because things are going to be rough. And you've got the Bank of England that's like, you know what? We're not releasing any digital pounds because we need to work on trust. Look, bring the news, whether it's good or bad. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. Speaking of things that aren't good, but are good at the same time, is this. All right, XRP price action here has not been juicy. I know people are going to be like, bro, you're only focusing on the not juicy stuff. Look, it's near-term action, and the near-term action has been an ETF downside. Now, let's move to the 5-day, and let's bump the interval up to 15 minutes. And this is what we got to pay attention to right here. The significant move we saw more than 24 hours ago to keep XRP above that 50-cent mark. Now what you're seeing is an obvious downturn back to testing that 50-cent mark. Going to be watching this super closely for these next few days to see, are we going to be able to bounce back up or are we going to fall back down? When you zoom out a little bit, you can definitely see some weakness right in here, okay? We tried to pop up, all right? We tried, didn't work, right? Look at that, 52 resistance, 52, 52, 52. Hit that 3 different times and we got rejected. Now it appears that we're going to be trying 50 cents again. Zooming back out, we're looking at Bitcoin. Hey, can Bitcoin keep the market going? That's what's been making this move. What is the other thing we're going to be watching? GBTC. Cryptos have been following GBTC ever since the conversion, so keep an eye on it because banks right now are saying, yo, 2024 ain't going to be juicy. Canada's saying the same thing. Turkey's saying there's some massive problems. And the Bank of England says, if you want a digital pound, we need to work on trust. And all of us can say, trust in the crypto space is nearly non-existent. Now, I get it, right? You got those YouTubers out there like, oh, prices are going to melt faces. How are prices going to melt faces when everything is crazy expensive? We're carrying more debt than we have over the last several years before the previous bull run. Money now is way more expensive, which also means development money in those chains is also more expensive. Banks are sitting here going, oh, let's put cash on the side. When banks put cash on the sideline, that means banks aren't investing, which means less capital going around, which means you're going to have some financial constraints with lending capabilities. That's not good for retail, institution, or whales because guess what? Money is crazy expensive. You've got Canada out there saying, you know what? GDP, not the juiciest, and we expect 2024 to be kind of on the rough side. You got US GDP that came out real juicy, but with the warning saying, yeah, we can't replicate this another year because we're living on credit. Credit that's crazy expensive. You've also got Turkey out there facing massive inflation problems. You've also got high rates across the globe and high inflation across the globe. So when we're talking about crypto melting faces and we're talking about trust in the crypto market, it's hard to make that happen when the same people are telling you about melting faces are ignoring all the macro news that I just shared with you. We're going to have to fight in 2024, and more specifically, in near term, XRP is going to have to fight for 50 cents. Hit that subscribe button because you know I'm watching them charts all day long, and I'll bring you the news when it breaks, whether it's good or bad. I ain't your dad. I'll catch you cool cats later.